Hey, this is Dan Green, and it's time to duel!
Dan, thank you very much for speaking to me today.
My pleasure.
Huge fan.
It's so kind.
It's been over 25 years since you started voicing Yugi Muto and Yugi. So I have to ask, does it ever get old? Can you see yourself voicing this character forever? Is it still quite fresh for you?
It never gets old. It never gets old. Some people, they'll ask, like when we did Dark Side of Dimensions, the most recent movie, and what was that like? And I often compare it to literally returning to old friends, right? These are characters I've lived with, and through some of the most important parts, most meaningful parts of my life. It's a wonderful combination of being able to embrace the characters, but then now seeing the impact of the show, embrace what it means to other people, you know?
And over that kind of 25-year history with the character, do you have any fond moments, any kind of like fan interactions?
So many. Wonderful experiences getting to know the cast. Eric Stewart, Wayne Grayson, Greg Abbey and I were friends before Yu-Gi-Oh! Happened. So these are the most meaningful friendships I have in my life. So that's incredible. Fans saying kind things. We're sharing stories like there's a lot of people who were bullied when they were young, and they share with me how it was helpful to see a character work through that or live through that. I recently met a guy who used to be a bully, and the show taught him not to do that anymore, right? So those are wonderful things, and you can never anticipate how people receive something that you are a part of. I've often said I was just trying not to get fired, meaning I was just trying to do the best job that I could do. And to see that it's impacted people in so many positive ways is incredibly rewarding. And in terms of a funny moment, there weren't a lot of opportunities to do improvisation during that kind of record. But in order to fill that space, Eric, who directed the first 2 seasons of Yu-Gi-Oh!, and we're out and we have to camp, right? He said, hey, Dan, we need to cover this shot. Can you just say something as Yugi, just so we have something to put in there? And so just off the top of my head, I said, hey, Joey, I don't think we're supposed to cook the candy bars. And then, like a trooper, Wayne comes in later in the day, and he says something like, shut up, I know what I'm doing, or whatever. It was a perfect retort.
Yugi Muto and Yugi have given us some truly iconic lines over the years.
Sure.
You must have your favorites.
It's hard to choose. So, Exodia Obliterate will always hold a special place in my heart, because that's when I first started to get the sense of where the show might go. And calling upon these ancient powers, was really compelling to me, and I was already into Egyptology. But if I had to choose one line, I think it would have to be, believe in yourself and you'll always prevail. I like a line that you can use outside of the context of the show. And the way that I interpret that line, it's not that you're gonna win every time, but that believing in yourself is the first step to your next victory. And you have to give yourself that much faith so you can win.
Aside from iconic lines, there are also iconic cards.
Sure.
If you had to pick 3 cards from Yugi Muto / Yugi's deck, what would they be?
Well, it's gotta be Exodia. Those are 5 cards. Maybe that's not fair.
I'll give you that one.
You'll give me that?
Yeah.
Okay, so Exodia, but you gotta have Dark Magician, right? A lot of people ask, what's my favorite card? And I generally say, due to the characters that I portray, it's gotta be Dark Magician,
And the same question, but for your rival, Seto Kaiba's deck.
Oh, what would I swipe from Kaiba? He stole Blue Eyes. He deserves
You're
it.
rummaging in his suitcase right now, pulling them out.
Gotta get Blue Eyes White Dragon, right? I also, Obelisk the Tormentor, I think is just a cool sounding card. And let's see, Kaiba, what would make him especially angry? Oh, if I lifted his Kaiba Man card.
Perfect choices. Over your career, you've obviously, touched a lot of fans with the TV show, game appearances. What's it like to kind of be considered a comfort character to Yu-Gi-Oh! Fans like myself who kind of grew up with the card game?
I'm thrilled if I fit that category. What a wonderful thing to be. I know that I grew up on different stuff, but I have my comforts that I go to. If I can be included in that, I am honored. So it is my privilege to be a comfort role.
We'll be seeing the Yu-Gi-Oh! Early Days collection. As someone who's voiced Yugi / Yami for over 25 years now, do you play much of the card game in your spare time?
I don't actually. I did try it out when I first started getting into it. I thought I should probably have a better sense of it. And but please don't misunderstand. I have tremendous respect for the game and the people who play it, and the people who play it extremely well. I sometimes have the privilege of being able to host some of these tournaments, national or international. It's incredible what those duelists are capable of. So I have nothing but respect for it. And I love artwork, and I draw some myself. And the artwork that goes into those creature designs or whatever, I mean, I think that alone is just fascinating. But I should also say that I barely have time to play video games anymore. I'm a father, and I got some other things that I'm working on. So,
will you be giving the early days collection a go then?
I would have to. I mean, what a great place to familiarize myself with where it all began, right? Yeah, and I wonder if I get my kids hooked on that.
How does it feel to know that you're kind of like this welcoming face for new players to the game? Whether it be through watching the TV series for the first time or playing games like the early days collection.
I'm just learning this. So great. If I can be an emissary of any kind, especially with something that really has a lot of heart to it, like Yu-Gi-Oh does. Some people, you say you can dismiss it for being one thing or another, but you can't deny that there are themes in there that people really resonate with and have grown up with. So that's a deep privilege.
Brilliant. Well, that's all my questions. Thank you very much for speaking to me.
Thank you for having me. Wonderful to talk to you. And I'll be seeing you when it's time to duel. You knew I had to throw that in.